Welcome back to our channel, your ultimate destination for all things Port Charles. Today is a fantastic day to dive deep into the thrilling, high-stakes drama that is currently unfolding on our favorite daytime soap opera. We have an incredibly detailed breakdown of the explosive events coming up, so grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let us explore the shocking twists and turns that await our beloved characters. The summer heat in Port Charles is reaching an absolute boiling point, and the intricate tapestry of deception, loyalty, and vengeance is about to unravel in the most spectacular fashion imaginable. At the very center of this impending maelstrom is none other than the undisputed, yet perpetually embattled, kingpin of the local underworld, Sonny Corinthos. For months, the tension has been steadily mounting, creating a suffocating atmosphere of anticipation for the viewers. Now, the latest developments from the labyrinthine corridors of General Hospital indicate that Sonny is preparing to deliver a monumental psychological and tactical shock to his formidable adversary, Jen Sidwell. The collision course between these two powerful figures has been a long time coming, and the fallout from their imminent confrontation promises to permanently alter the power dynamics within the city. Meanwhile, operating on a parallel track of extreme danger, Carly Spencer is once again proving that she is utterly incapable of sitting on the sidelines when the stakes are high. Carly, a woman whose personal history is deeply intertwined with the perilous machinations of both the mob and the elite families of Port Charles, is embarking on a highly dangerous and clandestine infiltration of the imposing Gothic fortress known as Windermere. The dark, foreboding shadows of Spoon Island have always harbored the darkest secrets of the Cassadine family, and Carly is determined to unearth whatever truths are currently hidden behind those ancient stone walls. Her unyielding determination is a testament to her character, but it also places her in a position of unprecedented vulnerability. Windermere is not merely a residence, it is a fortress designed to keep intruders out and secrets permanently buried. Understanding the monumental risks associated with her audacious plan, Carly implements a desperate failsafe mechanism. In a move that highlights both her strategic thinking and her sheer desperation, she turns to the younger generation for assistance. Carly enlists the help of Danny Morgan and Charlotte Cassadine, instructing them to act as her external lookouts and vital lifeline to the outside world. The instructions are chillingly specific. If Carly does not make contact with them by the strict deadline of 8 o'clock in the evening, they are to immediately alert Sonny Corinthos. This ticking clock scenario introduces a heart-pounding element of suspense to the narrative. Involving Danny, who carries the legacy of Jason Morgan, and Charlotte, the heir to the complex Cassadine lineage, underscores the generational cycle of danger that permeates Port Charles. However, this carefully constructed backup plan is teetering on the edge of catastrophic failure due to unforeseen circumstances engulfing Sonny. As the narrative pushes toward the highly anticipated episode on the 1st of July, it becomes terrifyingly clear that Sonny Corinthos will not be in any position to ride to Carly's rescue. Instead, the seasoned mob boss is about to walk directly into a meticulously crafted and highly lethal trap. Sonny, who has survived decades of assassination attempts, betrayals, and federal investigations, is usually characterized by his razor-sharp instincts and unparalleled situational awareness. However, the sheer complexity of Jen Sidwell's maneuvering appears to have finally outpaced Sonny's defenses. The trap is designed not just to capture or eliminate Sonny, but to psychologically dismantle him before the final blow is struck. The audience is left on the edge of their seats, wondering how a man so accustomed to controlling his environment could find himself so thoroughly outmaneuvered by a rival. Adding an extraordinary layer of complexity and historical resonance to this unfolding drama is the shocking intervention of Cassius Faison, wearing the deeply familiar and emotionally charged face of Nathan West. The return of Ryan Pavey to the screen in this multifaceted role is a masterstroke of soap opera storytelling. Cassius Faison represents the dark, enduring legacy of Cesar Faison, bringing with him a chaotic energy that disrupts all existing alliances. In a surprising twist of fate, Cassius provides Jen Sidwell with a golden opportunity to escape the escalating volatility of Port Charles. He offers Sidwell a clear path to freedom, a chance to vanish into the shadows and live to fight another day. Yet, in a stunning display of hubris, obsession, and deeply rooted vendetta, Jen Sidwell vehemently refuses the offer of salvation. Sidwell's psychological profile reveals a man who is entirely consumed by his hatred for Sonny Corinthos. The prospect of fleeing without achieving the ultimate victory over his nemesis is entirely unacceptable to him. He would rather risk total annihilation in a face-to-face showdown than accept a strategic retreat. This fateful decision seals the trajectory of the narrative, guaranteeing that the highly anticipated confrontation will take place, regardless of the collateral damage it may cause. Sidwell's refusal to leave transforms the situation from a mere criminal enterprise into a deeply personal crusade of mutual destruction. To ensure that Sonny Corinthos walks into the heart of the web, Jen Sidwell requires an irresistible piece of bait, and he finds in the form of Assistant District Attorney Justine Turner. The justice system in Port Charles is notoriously fraught, often intersecting with the criminal underworld in dangerous and unpredictable ways. ADA Turner, a representative of law and order, suddenly finds her life hanging by the most fragile of threads. Sidwell's ruthless calculation in using an officer of the court as a pawn elevates his crimes to a federal level, demonstrating his complete disregard for institutional authority. The terrifying plight of ADA Turner adds a desperate urgency to the situation. Her captivity is not just a threat to her own life, but a direct challenge to the very concept of justice in the city, forcing Sonny into a corner where he must act to prevent the execution of an innocent woman. When the dust finally settles on the initial trap, the stage is set for the ultimate unavoidable face-off between Sonny Corinthos and Jen Sidwell. The atmosphere in the room will undoubtedly be thick with unresolved grievances, unspoken threats, and the heavy burden of past sins. These are two men who command fear and respect, and their physical and psychological standoff will be a masterclass in tension. The dialogue is expected to be sharp, cutting, and laden with hidden meanings as they circle each other like apex predators. Sidwell believes he holds all the cards, confident that his trap has successfully neutralized the great Sonny Corinthos. However, he severely underestimates Sonny's ability to weaponize information and manipulate the psychological vulnerabilities of his enemies. As the calendar turns to the 2nd of July, the narrative promises a series of explosive revelations that will completely shift the balance of power. Sonny is not a man who faces death quietly. He is a master tactician who uses every available resource to dismantle his opponents from the inside out. In a moment of sheer dramatic brilliance, Sonny is prepared to drop a massive bombshell on Jen Sidwell, revealing a truth so profound that it threatens to shatter Sidwell's entire perception of reality. Up until this pivotal moment, Sidwell has already begun to turn his back on his former ally, Ross Cullum, sensing a shift in the winds of loyalty. However, Sidwell remains entirely oblivious to the darkest secret of all, the true identity of the person responsible for the devastating and fatal attack on Marco Rios. With calculated precision, Sonny will expose Ross Cullum as the mastermind and executioner behind the murder of Marco Rios. This revelation is designed to be a psychological kill shot. Sonny will meticulously connect the dots for Sidwell, pointing out the tragic and inescapable irony of the situation. He will force Sidwell to confront the horrifying reality that his own strategic alliances, his own blind ambition, and his own partnership with Ross Cullum were the direct catalysts for Marco's untimely demise. By weaponizing this truth, Sonny shifts the burden of guilt squarely onto Sidwell's shoulders. He challenges Sidwell to look deeply into the mirror and recognize that the monster he has been hunting is, in part, a reflection of his own disastrous choices in the criminal underworld. Of course, the seasoned viewers of General Hospital know that Sonny Corinthos is remarkably resilient. He will inevitably survive this harrowing confrontation, but the fascinating question remains: how exactly will he manage to turn the tables and escape this seemingly impossible predicament? The mechanics of his survival are just as important as his survival itself. This is where the desperate situation of ADA Justine Turner may introduce a highly unexpected and thrilling variable. If the resourceful assistant district attorney manages to break free from her own perilous captivity, she could transition from being a helpless pawn to an active savior. Her potential heroics would not only save Sonny's life, but also create a fascinating new dynamic between the criminal kingpin and the legal establishment of Port Charles. As we look toward the future, these incredible spoilers from General Hospital guarantee a season filled with captivating, edge-of-your-seat drama. The intricate web of lies, the shifting alliances, and the explosive confrontations will leave a lasting impact on the very fabric of the city. We are eagerly anticipating the ensuing fallout, the shifting of narrative momentum, and the terrifying moments that will define this unforgettable summer. Stay tuned, keep your eyes on the screen, and prepare for the shocking news and terrifying developments that are just around the corner in Port Charles.